The Heartbreak High teens aren't just giving and experiencing all the passion on screen. Much of the energy and drive is gotten from behind the scenes while filming, and the devotion will surprise you. Ever since Heartbreak High was released, fans have been wanting to know the story behind the scenes and how the actors get along with each other. And really, behind the scenes of the show is quite telling and fun. Recently, the actors Thomas Weatherall, who plays Malachi, and Will McDonald, who portrays Cash, talked about what went down in the making of Heartbreak High. Thomas said he's always known about the original Heartbreak High and what it was all about because one of his lecturers at the acting school he attended was in the show. But he avoided seeing the series so that it wouldn't give him a false sense of what to expect when he finally gets to film the reboot. However, it was a different case for Will because he had to see a few episodes to realise what he was getting himself into, even though he knew it wouldn't be the same. Then Will spoke about playing Cash as an Eshe, which is an iconic figure in Australia. Many people judge Eshes and think they're all dangerous, but Will's portrayal of what it means to be an Eshe is eye-opening to many viewers. While filming the scene, the actor learned from many sources what it means to be an Eshe by respecting the role and putting himself into the culture, because he found out that Eshes are much more than people TikTokers and YouTubers make fun of. He also mentioned it was really fun playing that role while filming, to which Thomas readily agreed by saying it's fun watching him play the character because he's completely different. And so, kind of the moment we wrap for the day, Heartbreak High is like you're spending time with two different people. It's quite funny. And you can tell the making of the Eshe scenes light up the filming location because these two actors are so proud of the moments. Most excitedly, the fans love the show due to Malachi's chemistry with Amory. And to build convincing high school chemistry, a lot had to be done between the actor and actress involved. But surprisingly, it was easy to build such chemistry, according to Thomas. He mentioned acting with Aisha Madden, who portrays Amory, was like a stroll in the park for him because they're amazing friends on set. Also because they both knew what they were doing. They could get together and focus on bringing the love every fan cherishes to the spotlight. Thomas said it was always a silly moment while making the Malachi and Amory scenes because he's not as outspoken and extroverted as Malachi. They all joked around when he tries desperately to get into that headspace where he's 16 and trying to tease a girl. Getting to play a high schooler in love with a girl on the show isn't just what Thomas had to deal with while filming. His role as an Aboriginal is also one of the unique things that made the fans fall for his character. While making the scenes where it's mentioned that he has to go into nature to connect and feel better afterwards was a real one for Thomas because it represents the cultural heritage that has been in Australia for years. And such doesn't get represented on screens as much as it should. So the making was a sacred moment for him and he was focused on making the best portrayal, especially for those unfamiliar with the tradition. The filming set of Heartbreak High became super interesting when one of the cast of the original series, Scott Major, who played Peter Rivers, gave a set tour of what's happening during filming and interacted with the actors, of course. The clip opens with Scott revealing the Hartley High School sign and seeing some of the cast in action. Then Scott asked some of the actors who their favourite character from the original Heartbreak High was, to which Bryn Parrish, Ashley Yasminchek and Josh Houston said it was Rivers with no hesitation. Aisha didn't think so anyway because she knew Rivers was the show's villain. Scott also revealed two different crews were working at the time of the tour with the directors Grace Otto and Neil Sharma. And they were working around the clock to film most parts of the 8 episodes on the same day. Scott later took the tour to the basketball arena of the school and mentioned that in the original Heartbreak High, they used an old and abandoned school and had to build most of the facilities themselves. But in this reboot, the filming was done in a real school with a fictional name and everything you see is real. The interesting tour reveals Thomas and Asha jokingly saying they hate each other's characters on the show. And moving to the makeup truck, the actress Chloe Hayden, who plays Quinny, was sitting and she narrated that her favourite scene from the show was when her character Quinny, Darren and Amory went on the roof to scream out loud at the beginning of their friendship. Chloe said the making of that scene was wholesome and made her feel free. The gossip map that caused most of the trouble was also revealed behind the scenes. And one of the producers, Sarah Freeman, mentioned how the map doubles as a work of art and the foundation of the school's gossip and SLT classes. When it comes to having fun on set, the cast of Heartbreak High are good at it as they try to enjoy every moment because for most of them, it would be the first time they would be experiencing anything like it. While ending the making of the film, the cast had a shoot with Vogue where they got to wear their favourite clothes designs scenes, and the nervousness and excitement showed that they were having a good time. Aisha mentioned there were 11 of them for the shoot, and they were so lucky to wrap up filming with Vogue. She said, "I've wanted to be in Vogue since I was a little girl. It means the world. Being in Vogue is like the pinnacle of anything you can do in your life, and it feels like a beautiful little bow on the present that was Heartbreak High." The cast all had an amazing time with Vogue while doing their makeup and dressing up. They all look so happy to be doing such a big thing together as a family. Heartbreak High will always stand out for its great representation of different diversities, and most especially the autistic lesbian Chloe playing in the show. About 9 months ago, during the filming of the show, Chloe announced on her YouTube channel that she was going to act in a Netflix series. The actress revealed it would be the second time in history that an autistic person plays the autistic role, because most of the time it's just regular actors pretending to be what they are not. Chloe mentioned that she got to play what she needed as a young girl who grew up with autism. While talking about the making of the film, she said she had a nice experience working with the crew and the other actors because of their understanding of how autism is and how well they represented diversity. It was a beautiful moment on the set of Heartbreak High for Chloe, because now many people can look into the media and see a representation of themselves that can encourage them that they are not weird or in the wrong place. And yes, the making of this iconic show isn't complete without looking at how well they know and relate with themselves in interview hangouts. The actors got to play Who's Most Likely To with BuzzFeed Australia, and it was all giggles and happy moments for them. The first question they got was who acts similarly to their character in real life, and it's amazing that most of them chose Brodie Townsend, who plays Ant. They mentioned his character would be goofier than him at times, but that he's just as kind-hearted as the role he played. Chloe, in her answer, said she's most like her character in real life because they both have autism in common. Also, Chloe mentioned it didn't feel as though she was acting while filming, as she felt like she was portraying herself for the camera. Another question they got asked during the hangout was who is more likely to run away from an awkward date? And the top picks were Asher and Brodie. When asked who's most likely to use esche in their everyday vocabulary, the top pick was Will, which is accurate because the character he portrays in the show is an esche, and it's only weird if he's not talking about it while filming. Will commented saying he couldn't help the word creeping into everything he said while filming. And Thomas jokingly added that when they were first reading the scripts, he thought Will was a full-blown esche, as he was so surprised at how authentic it was. The game got exciting when the host asked who's likely to do a shoey at a party, and Bryn got the most votes. For those that don't know, a shoey is an Australian tradition where you drink from a shoe. Will mentioned how filming was so fun that he got to do a shoey on his last day on the set of Heartbreak High. They ended the amazing game by rating themselves on how well they know each other based on their answers to the games. And, well, most of them said Bryn is the worst. This game and many other hangout scenes of the Heartbreak High actors show how well they are into each other, especially when filming. These guys know each other so well. No wonder every representation in the show came out so well. The chemistry shared in Heartbreak High wasn't for the screen only, but to create a connection between themselves and the fans. So, did you enjoy seeing how the making of this show went down? Do you have a favourite character from the show? As always, let us know in the comment section below. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Bye guys.